Hi, everyone. So today I wanted to talk about the new book that many of you know that I just released called The Success in STEM Journal. It's for women in STEM and it's focused on helping you build some foundational skills to help you with your career, navigating your career. And it's 52 weeks and it has 12 themes in it. And these 12 themes are based on my experience in working through my career as well as mentoring, and then also looking at the research to see like what is the real deal in terms of what especially women have needed in order to be able to be successful and thrive in your careers, because that's really the important thing. You don't want to be miserable in your work. You want to really be happy and successful at what you do. So these are the 12 themes that I use in the journal and also in all of the workshops and programs that I have. I really try to incorporate that because these things I believe are really, really central to you really being successful. So and I thought about having this videos that I could do on a periodic basis where I cover the different themes so that you could get a sense of like what am I talking about, like what's actually in this journal. And then also for those of you who aren't able to get it, for those of you who already have it and you want to do a little bit deeper so that you could know what generally it is about, and it can be helpful and useful to you. So I'm going to cover the first theme today, actually the rest of this month. And the first theme is leadership, which should come as no surprise, given that my work focuses on leadership development. And, often I get asked, what are you talking about when you mean leader? I mean, political stuff? Are you talking about CEOs? I don't want to be a CEO. I'm good. I don't need that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I believe that leadership is important for everyone because I believe that everyone, if they're not born with that skill, they have the capacity to build that skill. And I also believe that leadership is like one of the most important things that you can build within yourself. And so I came up with a definition. I didn't come up. I looked up a definition of leadership that I thought that was really important. And I'm going to read this and I'll talk a little bit about it after. Leadership, the ability of an individual to influence and guide oneself and members of a group towards a particular goal. So you see here, it has multiple tenets to it. So of course, it's the idea of influence, right? You got to be able to motivate, influence, speak to moving towards a goal. Like those are very important, that we're moving towards something, we're trying to achieve something, and we're trying to motivate ourselves or other people towards that. And then it has this balance, right, where you're talking about members of a group and then you're talking about yourself. Members of the group part. So you say to yourself, well, I'm in school, I just got my training, I'm really focused on technical. I want to be excellent at what I do. I am STEM and I'm going to know this stuff 100%. And that's really, really important when you're first starting out. But as you grow and as you move through, you're going to want to expand, you're going to want to be promoted, and other people are going to see that you're good and they're going to want to promote you. And or hopefully you're going to be someplace where they're going to want to promote you because they can see what you are able to achieve. And so the idea is that you're going to then start to be someone who works in groups and teams, right? You're going to be a part of a team, and then you're also going to be eventually asked to lead a team, whether it's just one project, whether it's an entire department, and whether you might end up becoming in the C-suite, right? That's a goal that many people have. And so you want to be able to build that leadership capacity and understand what your particular style is that's going to be successful at helping people move towards that goal. And it's not going to be technical. It's going to be about how you can work with people, how you can understand about making sure that the team is connected to you in a way where they'll be motivated and excited about moving towards the goal that you have. Even if you have your own business, right? And your goal is to have your own business, you're going to be a sole proprietor potentially, right? That's how most people start. But then you're going to want to be successful and expand to have employees, or at the very minimum, some contractors that you're working with, right? Because no business can just survive with one person without having other people that are supporting you, right? So leading other people is absolutely key to anybody's career trajectory. The next part, which to me is like the most important part, is like the central key piece, is leading yourself. How do you motivate and influence yourself to be able to move towards the goals that you have established for yourself? How do you navigate all the naysayers and all the pressures and all the stress and all the everything else, and you still move towards what it is that you feel is important for your life and your life of your family? That's very important, right? Because oftentimes it gets kicked to the side because of these other things that are deemed priorities, right? So it's very important because at the end of the day, you cannot lead a team, or wait a minute, you should not lead a team of other people if you don't even know how to work with your own life. Like, how are you going to do that? Probably not well, right? If you can't influence yourself, if you can't move yourself forward, then you should not be charged with leading a team. And we all know, and we've all had supervisors and bosses and people who are in charge that uh, they shouldn't be because they don't know how. And oftentimes that's because they're not even doing it in their own lives. And so for me, it's very important that I really work on combining those two things so that our perspective about leadership is understanding that one is the foundation for the other. And so that is the theme of leadership, right? For me, for us to see how important a role we play in being the leader of our own life. And then in turn, our career will be built off of being a positive leader for other people. So now that I've given you my definition, I'd love to know a little bit more about, like, when you think about leadership, what is it that you think about? What are some words, what are some phrases that you think about when you think about leadership?